get the games done. I'd kind of worked it out in my mind that we could have got both games done within an hour, but for various different reasons, it wasn't possible. And so we ended up kind of spilling over a little bit. So, yeah, apologies for that. Obviously, we will try and make sure that doesn't happen again. But that is the risk, unfortunately, with doing the members' games just before these streams. So I wasn't oversleeping or anything along those lines. I wasn't sat in the corner crying for R-Truth, although I could do because I do miss him already. But yes, that was the reason why. So apologies. I give you my sincerest apologies. But I'm here right now to enjoy Evolve with you. And I am honestly going to enjoy Evolve. I'm really looking forward to Evolve because I believe we should have the men's championship match this week. So we should have the men's championship match. I still have no VPN on my computer. I still got robbed last week, which is deeply upsetting and something I still need to look into. But we found a way of making it work on here, didn't we, on my computer? So we're going to try and do the same. So I'm not even going to bother turning the VPN on or anything until we get closer to it in about half an hour, because I think there's a little bit of disruption that gets caused. But PJ says, better late than never. Well, I appreciate that attitude, my friends. I appreciate that spirit. That's the right mentality. Took you long enough, says James. I know, my friends. I was. The truth is, I was actually really nervous. I'm quite a shy person, and obviously, I'm still new to streaming. So I was sat here for quite a while, just wondering whether to press that go live button or not. And I was like, oh, I just don't know. I don't know how I feel, and I was kind of really like a bit reluctant. But I thought I'd go for it. But it just took me 20 minutes to pluck up the courage, you know. So apologies. I'm still new to this. I'm a beginner. Stanley Cup Finals, says AB. Is that happening at the moment, is it? Are we in the Stanley Cup final? We're in the NBA Finals, aren't we? So I know they're starting. I don't know if they've started, but I know they'll be starting soon. Is that... I know the Pacers are there, of course, but is that against Oklahoma? Because there was a lot of Oklahoma kind of chatter the other day on Raw. So I kind of got the impression they might be in the mix. Daze looks like a weak card for 4 hours. What's this, Tom? What for? But Money in the Bank, maybe? Rob said it's cool, Daze. We love you. Well, thank you, Rob. Thank you. Nathan said Mr. Iguana has got to show up this weekend. Well, he's in a match, isn't he? I'm very much looking forward to that. William says, Daze, what if for the game we have a safe word? Like someone says the safe word, no one types in the chats. William, sorry, what? I mean, the problem we're going to have is new people, isn't it? I think there was, I don't know why there was a bit confusion amongst the people that have been playing for a while this week, but there seemed to have been a couple of occasions where some of the more established players got a little lost, a bit confused, which is fine, it happens. But obviously it's new players really coming in. That's the bigger issue. So, as I said, on that stream, I think I can actually change the layout a little bit to kind of help us. I think I can do something. I can contribute. I can help. So I'll definitely be looking into that. AEW 4-hour card tonight. Oh, I don't, guys. Talking to me about AEW is irrelevant, kids. I didn't even know they had a show. Well, actually, did I? I mean, it's Wednesday, so yeah, I probably did. But if I hadn't thought about it, honestly, I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about Dynamite. I always appreciate the videos. Keep up the good work, says Dean. Dean, shout out to you, my friends. Robert said, are we looking forward to AAA or Money in the Bank more? Are we looking to AAA or Money in the Bank more? Money in the Bank because it's more meaningful. It's a good question, that, actually. Money in the Bank because it's more meaningful. AAA, I am genuinely looking forward to because I feel like that's a whole new world that we could potentially be stepping into. I'm sort of excited about that because I don't know where that leads. I feel like there's a door that we're going to open, a forbidden door that we're going to open, and we're going to step through it on Saturday. First time we're really doing anything with AAA since the shock announcement. I mean, really, one of the biggest announcements of the year so far, one of the biggest moments was them saying they had acquired AAA. And so I feel like Saturday is our first dabble in that world. It's like doing drugs for the first time. I hope we get addicted, to AAA, not drugs. But hopefully we are going to really take to it, really take to AAA, really like what we see. And I would imagine there will be a lot of information about, this is where you watch AAA, this is how you can watch AAA. I mean, you'd be stupid to not do that because you're going to have a lot of people watching for the first time. And you're going to, probably see Vikingo or Mr. Aguada or maybe the women, Dalise, I believe the one is called, and Chick Agrita or something. I'm not sure. But, we might see them, might be really impressed. And, it might be a world that we want to kind of visit on a regular basis. And so I would imagine there'll be information as to how you can do that. I'd imagine there'll be another announcement about the next show, which I'm thinking is probably Triple Mania for them. I'm thinking Triple Mania might be their next big show. So I am genuinely looking forward to watching that because I don't know quite what to expect, but I sort of do because we all know what the Lucha style is like. And I've seen AAA matches, odd match here and there. So I sort of know what to expect, but I don't know what to expect because... it's just so different, isn't it? What does a AAA WWE show look like in 2025? No one knows. We're going to find out Saturday. I am really intrigued to walk into that show, walk into that world. Looking forward to that. And then, of course, on later on in Money in the Bank, that one is more meaningful. I mean, look, you can say what you want about the cards, and people are saying plenty. And I've not had a chance to, I have had a chance, of course, but I haven't done a predictions video, so I haven't really, got like a video out there talking about the show. But we've touched on it in previous streams. I think the card is missing a world title match. I don't know, many of you will have been around for that conversation. But I feel like, it's missing... like Cody defending the belt against someone, I know, or Cena defending the belt against someone, or like maybe Jay Gunther should have been on that show, or something along those lines, So it's like, for me, that's what's missing. It's missing that sort of big title match. It doesn't have that. It's got 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches. It's got a bit of a throwaway tag match. I mean, honestly, Cena and Logan teaming up to take on Jey Uso and Cody, I think strikes me, and I'm sure strikes you, as a waste of one of Cena's dates. It strikes me as a real waste. It's not what I would have done at all. I mean, it makes a lot more sense if Travis is involved. It makes more sense, doesn't it? Because Travis is not going to have a singles match. Travis isn't going to just come in and have a singles match. Unless it's like a Bad Bunny street fight type thing. But, it's more likely you'd put him in a tag match. I think even Bad Bunny did a tag match first, didn't he? Didn't he partner up with The Miz first? And then he kind of did a street fight as his second match or whatever. So when you think that the rumors were that Travis was going to be involved, that match makes more sense then. Take Travis away, the match doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense why we would do John and Logan against... Because who cares who wins? If John wins, well, fine, well done. Who cares? If Cody wins, well done. You ain't got your belt back. So that's the downside of that. That match with Travis makes sense. You can understand why they book it. Without Travis, doesn't make sense. I am up for Becky Lyra. I think that'll be fun. I like those girls, both of them. I think they both are really good in ring. I enjoyed their promo the other day on Raw. So really looking forward to that. Money in the Bank. Honestly, I think the women's is a bit tricky. I think Naomi is rightfully favourite. I think we said that on Unseen. And in regards to the men's one, Seth's favourite, but I wouldn't rule out Roman coming in and taking Seth out. I wouldn't rule out Punk getting involved and taking Seth out. Sammy did a whole thing about how we can't afford to let Seth win. So, you know, are the babyfaces really going to stand on the sidelines? Are they really going to stand there and just allow this to happen if they're so, you know, if Sammy says this will be the end of this place, if Seth wins, are you really just going to stand on the sidelines then? Are you really going to do that? Or are you going to get involved and you're going to prevent the end of it all, you know? So, I don't know. I mean, obviously, if someone gets involved, you got Braun, you got Bronson, they could deal with that person. Seth could still go on to win, even if someone gets involved. That does add an extra layer of intrigue. Seth's the favourite, but I don't think he's like minus 5,000 favourite. So, yeah, it's honestly, it's really interesting. Really interesting. The Money in the Bank matches. Becky and Lyra, I'm down for. Tag match is the worst match of all of them. But it's got star power, so... you know, that's the match that's bringing Cody. That's the match that's bringing Cena. So that's got star power. Hannah, hello. So to answer your question, Money in the Bank I'm more excited for, but let's not downplay how interesting Worlds Collide is going to be. Hannah said, I've requested a Fatal 5-Way with Daze as the 5th man in the main event. They declined it as Daze has got too much star power. So there's going to be a 4-way to crown the first. I don't even know what this is about. I have no idea what this is about. I do not have any star power whatsoever. And I like it that way, to be honest. Brother said, my first indie show had Psycho Clown and Dalise in it. I say it that way because I still don't quite know how you pronounce it. That's where I met Psycho Clown, and Dalise sat next to me in the middle of a match. Sat next to you during a match. That's really cool. Brother, I don't know if you're around on Saturday, but yeah, anyone, I mean, I don't know. James, is it part of your regular viewing? Anyone that normally watches AAA, I mean, yeah, please join us because I don't. So, you know, this is one where I'm going to be very out of my comfort zone, which I don't mind. I'm quite excited for, actually. I mean, you know, tonight we're going to be watching Evolve and we've watched every episode. So I can't tell you everything about these people, but I can tell you, you know, where we've been. And I know kind of how certain people have been used on NXT. I know who they keep showcasing. I know who they like the look of. And, you know, so, you know, I feel well in my comfort zone when it comes to watching Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Evolve. But when it comes to watching AAA, I ain't going to know. I'm really not going to know. I'm not going to know who's the big names. I mean, it's Vikingo. I know that. But, like, I don't know how big of a deal Psycho Clown is. I don't know how big of a deal Mr. Iguana is. Mr. Iguana strikes me as the comedy guy. I certainly don't think some dude that's got a hand puppet of an iguana that he keeps stroking is some sort of evil mastermind, but maybe he is. I don't know. Maybe he is. I'm, as I said, stepping out of my comfort zone. So anyone that's around that normally watches, yeah, that'd be really interesting. Nick said, I know a few AAA wrestlers. I have some of the... Oh, it jumped off screen. I have some of the shows saved in a bookmark. Well, yeah, Nick, come in, share your knowledge, definitely. Brother said, I've got about 5 different shows to keep tabs of, including indie shows, but I will pop in. Brother, okay, very good, very cool, appreciate it. Sharing thoughts, be good to see. LS Tub, hello. James said, I only tend to watch Triple Mania, but Psycho Clown is awesome. Yeah, very good. I mean, to be honest, I don't even watch Triple Mania. I just watch bits. It's just like, normally it's one of those where something will have happened on one of the AAA shows, and people on social media will be sharing clips of it. That's my expert. I don't ever go out my way to watch clips. It's normally like, you know, oh my God, did you just see this moment? Or, you know, this was sick, or you got to keep an eye out for this person. The kind of usual stuff you get on social media. And so it's normally around Triple Mania, to be honest, when you get that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a weird one for me. I'm sort of a bit torn. I don't know whether I should, like, do a bit of digging and get a bit, like, you know, or if it's better to go in and just not know, you know. I don't know what's best. I don't know whether it's worth getting, like, clued up on it, or if it's actually more fun to just sort of learn about it together, you know. I'm sort of favouring the second, because I think it would, if I know that someone's, you know, a 20-year vet and they're a multiple-time champion and they're getting towards the end of their time, that might colour my impression of them when I see them. That might, you know, that'll have an influence. I think I'd rather just watch the show and just kind of enjoy it for what it is. And, you know, obviously people in the chat can jump in and fire in facts and stats and whatnot. So I'm probably favouring that. So it's going to be a very different beast, honestly. It's going to be very weird for me to do that show. I compared it to when I watched TNA. Because I don't know much about TNA, so we watched TNA, one of their shows. I can't remember. I think it was the one that had like Cora against Masha Slamovich, and yeah, we were watching because it had a lot of NXT involvement, and it's the one I think where Tessa comes back and might have had her first match back in TNA. And so we were watching that. I think that might have been against Jordan Grace, if my memory serves me correctly. But I mean, like, yeah, I was kind of a bit out my depth with that one as well. So, yeah, I'm embracing it. I'm not running from it. Right, Randomness said, Daze, I've heard of you before, but this is my first time joining a stream. Well, Randomness, hello, my friends. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much that you need to know about. We sit and we talk about wrestling. We always try and start early. We are a little delayed for this stream. But yeah, I mean, we're here. We're doing Evolve, love Evolve. So, yeah, we just sit, we chat, we talk. And we obviously, you know, react to the shows when they're on, share some theories and thoughts. And yeah, don't know. It's pretty down to earth, honestly. I mean, I like it that way. I like it kind of chilled, down to earth, chit-chatty. That's the kind of vibe we go for. So, yeah, feel free to share in your thoughts. Talk about Evolve, NXT, Raw, SmackDown, Worlds Collide, Money in the Bank, anything you want to get off your chest. Get it off your chest. Hannah said, Daze, I think streaming AAA would be a great change of pace. It would be like seeing a new universe of wrestling. You might get informed about their culture and where you start wearing a mask. I agree that it would be a change of pace. I think that it's something which I'm interested in. They said about rebranding it NXT Mexico, didn't they, AAA? I don't think that's happening. There's been no further words on that. This was just something that was doing the rounds after they had bought AAA, that they were considering that name change. But I don't think that's going to happen. But it gives you, you know, an idea as to kind of where it's pitched in the hierarchy. It lives at the NXT level. I think just under. Because I think any talent coming through, you've got to be pretty exceptional, like a Vikingo, to maybe skip NXT. But I don't even think they would have Vikingo skip NXT. I don't think they would have Vikingo skip NXT. They could do. They could do. But I think that they would probably want them to have had some real exposure on American TV first. And Vikingo's had a few moments in AEW, but he's not been like an AEW star. He's not been someone that's been main eventing shows or on their shows, like, you know, on a consistent, regular basis. My understanding is he's come in and done the odd run and then gone away again. Whether that's enough for him to skip NXT, I'm not sure. But, yeah, that would be interesting. I think that you kind of get trained up, come through AAA, and then you would go to NXT. And I think the same would be true if we do something in Japan, something in Europe, something in, Australia, hopefully Africa at some point. I'd love that. I think then it'll all feed into NXT. So yeah, watching AAA on a weekly basis. I don't know that the appetite will be there, but honestly, I'm not really thinking about that at the moment. My mind at the moment is one step at a time with this, because I don't know how involved WWE are going to be. I don't know how easy it's going to be to consume. I mean, I'd imagine there's English commentary. I mean, they're going to want people tuning in, so they're going to make it as easy as possible. But, they don't make it that easy for us to watch Evolve in the UK. In the UK, to watch Evolve, we've got, you've got to wait the next day for it to drop on YouTube, or VPN, sign up to Tubi. So, do you know what I mean? Sometimes they don't make these things as easy as you would imagine. I think in America, you guys might have easy access to AAA. I actually don't know where we watch it over here. And is that going to change? Could it be that WWE, now they've taken it, are going to start putting it on the YouTube channel or something? And I don't know where we are with distribution and everything. So there's all this kind of uncertainty. I'm really hoping that on Saturday they're like, right, here we go. They must have some announcements. There must be some stuff they've got up their sleeve. I mean, this really is WWE and AAA's opportunity to speak to you directly, right? So the matches are one thing, but you can't pass up the opportunity to go, we are AAA. This is where you find us. This is what time the shows are on. This is the kind of action you can expect. Here's what we're doing next week. Don't miss next week's show, because Penta is going to be there, and we're going to hear from Triple H. He's going to make an announcement on next week's I don't even know what their main week show is called. I don't even know. I mean, you've got Raw, you've got SmackDown, but what's the AAA one called? Lucha Madness? I don't know. This is a great opportunity to kind of advertise those shows, let you know where you find them, have some sort of carrot to try and get you to tune into it. And, maybe then the ball will be rolling. But, I mean, I feel like I need that, really. I feel like I need that. But otherwise, if you're just relying on people finding this information themselves, only so many people are going to do that. And I think then, we could do a watch long for it, but I don't think it would be very well attended. You've got to make it feel like, yeah, you need to be watching this. You need to be watching this. And that's going to be a bit tricky, I think. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know how it's all going to go, but I'm looking forward to Worlds Collide. Something a bit different in it. Edward, shout out to you, bud. Obviously, Edward, again, many congratulations. Going into the Hall of Fame for this, or last month for May. Very well deserved. Just winning as well in our little game that we played. So I just said to Edward, having a really good couple of days at the moment. So very, very good. So Edward, shout out to you. And Andraves Gaming said, I find WWE a little slow compared to AEW. Am I wrong? I can't answer, but because I don't watch AEW. The only thing I can say is that when I was watching AEW, I really struggled with the shows. I found that there was a lack of stories. There were stories there, but they weren't good stories. They weren't engaging stories. They weren't things that I was desperate to see what the next stage was going to be. There was a lot of superstars I felt very cold towards. I mean, you're going back to 2023 here, right? I stopped watching at the end of 2023. So, there's definitely been things that I've seen that I like about AEW, but when it comes to the pacing of the shows, I couldn't answer that because I just don't watch them anymore. I watched them when they started in 2019, and I stuck with them till the end of 2023. And so I saw a lot of their content. I saw over 3 years of their content. And what I found was, I think 2021 was probably their peak. I think they did well during the pandemic to keep things going. I mean, that's really unfortunate to start a wrestling company in 2019 and then 2020 a pandemic hits. But they did well to keep things going. I think Daly's place was a gift for them, of course, because it meant they could still run their shows. I think they did some fun moments, some fun bits. Things like Sammy Guevara in that golf cart was quite fun. But I think as well, obviously, they had some missteps like the exploding barbed wire match, which was such a flat ending. And the other one as well was it Jericho being thrown off the top of a blood and guts cage onto like a crash mat, a very obvious crash mat, which again didn't look very good. There was like, I would say, teething troubles. But what I found is as time went by, there was just less and less that I was engaged with. There was just less and less that I felt I needed to watch. So I ended up stepping away. I don't know if I ever go back. I mean, I don't have an issue with AEW. It's not like I have a hatred for them or anything. But of all the little clips I see, I don't really find myself ever feeling like I need to return. What I would say is I could believe that Dynamite is better than Raw and SmackDown in 2025. I could believe that. Because I don't think Raw and SmackDown have been that great in 2025. I would struggle to believe Dynamite is better than NXT in 2025. Because I think NXT has been universally praised. I mean, yesterday's show was so much fun. We had Mariah May showing up. We had a great match between Mike Santana and Trick Williams. There's some storyline progression. It's a bit bonkers that we've just kicked Brooks Jensen out of the group and it came out of nowhere. But it's storyline progression. We've done it. It happened. And, you've obviously got like the whole Tony D'Angelo story that's going on as well. JC Jane as the new champion, of course. Tyra May Steele coming in from LFG. The Evolve people around. So, even though we've just lost this great talent, Stephanie, Julia, Roxanne, Jordan looks like she's going to be on her way. You've still got all this kind of noise. There's all this churn. It feels like there's quite a bit of excitement. It feels noteworthy, like shock after shock. The shock of JC winning, followed by the shock of Mariah arriving this week, means that who's going to miss next week's NXT? I mean, you're not going to want to, are you? You don't want to miss next week's NXT because it really is the show to watch, isn't it, at the moment? So yeah, really can't comment on it. I wish I could give you a better answer, but I would say I have no ill will towards AEW. I watched it for over 3 years. My interest in it declined. It might have got better now. Definitely like Tony Storm. I think Mercedes has done some really good stuff from what I've seen. Ospreay is Ospreay. So I mean, they've got some really good stuff. I could believe it being better than Raw SmackDown. I would struggle to think that it's better than NXT. It may be comparable, but I would struggle to think that it's better. Andre said, you are right. No, you are right, says Andre. Andre, shout out to you. Again, I can't say I'm right because I didn't really give a great answer because I don't watch AEW. This is why whenever we get onto like AEW conversations, it's a bit tricky. It was okay about a year ago because I'd only stopped watching for a few months by that point. So a lot of the stuff we were talking about was still relevant. Now we're so far removed. It's been about 18 months since I watched. So, do you know what I mean? I don't even know the stories. I've heard of the Death Riders. I know that's like Moxley, and I know that it's Marina Shafir, and I know who's in the group, but I don't know how people feel about it. I don't know who they're feuding with. I heard MJF had joined up with Bobby Lashley in the Hurt Syndicate. So, I mean, I've heard these things are going on. Because obviously I go through social media, so I read stuff, I see clips. I don't watch them, I just have them. If they auto-play, I might see something. The only ones I really went out of my way to check out was the Tony Storm, Mariah May ones, which is why I knew about Mariah May when she was popping up yesterday. To be honest, if I hadn't done that, I probably wouldn't know much about Mariah May either. There was a few in our chat that don't watch AEW that weren't aware of who Mariah May was, which I totally get, totally understand. She hasn't done loads. Not over in America, not in the West. She's been over in Japan. So, Yeah, that's probably the best I can give you, to be honest, buds. Edward said, read my comments. It saves me repeating it. And Nick the Train Guy putting in a membership. Appreciate it, buds. Where's Edward's comments? Edward says... I don't have a comments. It might have been a bit too long ago, buds. There isn't one there. It gives me what's on screen and probably it gives me about 3 times what's on screen. And that's as far back as it allows me to go. So I don't believe I have it. Your name's in green, so should stand out a little more. Yeah, no, I don't have it. Daze, sorry, you did read it, but I was talking to my family. Okay. Randomness said, who do we want to win the Evolve title tonight? Me personally, I would like Sean Legacy. He's been excellent, hasn't he? And I think he is probably the face of the brand, certainly on the men's side. We've got Keanu Carver, who is a really great talent. Let's go Evolve. Let's have a look and see. Who else? It's this Idris Enofe, Keanu Carver. Is Jackson Drake in it? I think Jackson Drake might be in it. Evolve. Let's go news. Kylie looks to be the future. There's no like preview for Evolve, so I have to just use my memory. I think it's Jackson Drake. Yeah, he is, says Shakeem. Okay. Well, with that being said, then let's do a poll. Let's do a poll and see. So, who wins? I know that Idris Enofe is in it. I know that Keanu Carver is in it. Sean Legacy's in it. He would be my pick. The only thing is, he's been used on NXT quite a bit. So I don't know that he's been called up. But equally, I don't know how long he's going to stick around Evolve. That's the only drawback with picking Sean Legacy, is that he's in the conversation, of course. He would feel like the pick, but he might be an NXT star now because they've used him for a good few weeks on NXT. He even was like part of the opening of NXT this week, so he might have been called up, which if that's the case, I think Keanu Carver might be my next pick. Keanu Carver, who they've really tried to build up as like this monster, he might be my next pick. I don't think they go with Jackson Drake. That's the other one, isn't it? Jackson Drake. That's the one I'm least confident about as to who's in the match. Idris, Keanu, Sean Legacy, and I believe it to be Jackson Drake. So that's the poll I'm going with. Right, let's get the VPN on because we've only got 4 minutes. I know the thing might pop up now. The video might be there now, but we don't click on it until it gets to 1 in the morning or 8, I think, is it Eastern. I want to make sure that we are watching it. Okay, let's go there. So the VPN is on. We did get a little bit of disruption before. Let's move this. Where are we moving this? Let's move that there. Let's pop that there. Let's go over to Tubi. We've got 3 minutes. There we are. Celebrity bowling. Let's go. Vampires on a bikini beach. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Let's take that sound off. Let's go season 1. June 4th is there. I'm going to press pause. Okay, so it is there, but I'm not playing it yet. I've got it. I've found it. It's queued up. We did get some lag last week because of the VPN, but it's, well, touch wood, seems to be okay. So there might be the odd little disruption. This is going to go, it says 49 minutes. Obviously, this is taped. They always tape it. So this is taped, but it is going to be crowning the men's champion. Okay, as soon as we get, so I've got it on 0 seconds. As soon as we get to 2 minutes time, we get to the rounded off hour, I'm hitting play, right? Just so everyone knows. And then I always like to let you know what's on screen, the then, now, forever together stuff, so that we can all be in sync. To be honest, we fall out of sync quite quick, I think, because people get ads at different times. Some people don't get ads. I get ads. I still need to look into the ad blocker. Because I did look to see how you get rid of ads, but apparently you can't. But then people said just get an ad blocker and that'll do it. So I still need to look into that. Daze, I got my VPN so I can watch Evolve. But the problem is it's on my phone. It's the only place I could get it to work for the Evolve app. Well, James, I mean, listen, you can hang with us for that first hour and then run away and watch Evolve. So, not ideal, obviously, but, you know, once the show's over, you can pop back in. We'll still be around a little bit after. We don't run away straight away. So, but that's good that you can watch it. Trini said, I swear that people search for My Last Nerve and then they find it, says Trini. Trini, the OG grandma. Shout out to you. If I could go back in time and get a wrestling match, what would we like to see? I would have liked Hogan, Stone Cold, or Undertaker Sting. Undertaker Sting was always my answer, yes. Okay, here we go. I've pressed play. I've got a thing that says To Be Original. And now I have got the then. Can you hear it? Now. He just said the word now. Forever. He said the word forever. He just said that. Here we go. I'm still together. The word together has just appeared. Bum. If you get the bums in line with my bums. If you get your bum in line with my bum, then we're in sync. Here we go. Look, we've got a little showcase of all the people. First, they're saying first men's Evolve champion. So they're kind of going with that line that, hey, we might get Natty on this show as well, you know. Mate, that would be so good. If we get Natty on this show, that would be so good. I would freak out. Right. A woman is hotter when they're angry, says Edwards. Idris Anofe. Super Sean Legacy. And Jackson Drake. Okay. So, we're looking back at last week's Women's Championship match. We've got the men in action tonight, and it says before that, Kylie Armstrong snatched that flipping belt. Kylie Armstrong next. This could be really interesting. I'm a G like Ali. Going to Ali and Pally. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Evolve. Right, there we go. I'm a G like Ali. So tonight we are going to crown a men's champion. We just got the graphic on screen. I am looking, though, for Natalya. There's a woman that has already made history last week, and here is that woman, Kylie Armstrong, making her way out. It's Wednesday night. You know what that means, says A.B. Jobson. Evolve. All gas, no brake. She is. Let's go. Are we going to get Natty? Are we going to get Nat? This will be a big thing if we do, you know. You deserve it, Chance. You deserve it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I told y'all, first ever Evolve Women's Champion. I did what I said I was going to do. She said that she's been here a year and a half. Okay. She says right now she's at the top of the women's division. Andres said, Tony is a mark. I'll end it at that. Zayda's come out. And Dr. Pina said, is the dollar store in the UK called Pound Town? To be honest, you are close. We had Pound Land and we've had Pound World. So, and we've had 99p stores. So, yeah, we do have those kind of places as well. But I think the same with Dollar Store or whatever, Dollar Tree, whatever you call yours. It's hard, isn't it? The amount of that things cost, like it's hard. No, those kind of companies are really struggling. I'm the first ID prospect. So Zayda Steel, the real deal, Zayda Steel has come out. You're lucky. I still can't get over her shoes. Oh, here's Nikita. I just don't like Nikita's vibe. I'm honored to meet you. The belt's interesting, though, isn't it? The belt's interesting. It's a little bit King of Kings. When it comes to golds, I'm not afraid to pounce first. Okay, Nikita and Zayda working together. No sign of Natty unless she's going to come out and make a save. Could it be a tag match? That's a good kick there by Nikita. That actually looked really good. Hey, check out who's just come running out. Here is Natalya. Natalya making the save. Coming down. Stepping through. Trying to put on a sharpshooter. Listen. Flipping. Kylie disrespected Natalya. Natty. Look at what she's wearing as well. All in black. There is some Natty vibes here. She comes over. She's got that championship. Kylie snatches it again. Cat for the second time. Look, she's come over again and had her words, and Callie's like, no. Yeah, man, that is definitely building. That's definitely heading to a match. Might not be this week, but is Natty coming? Are we going to get Natty? Dude, I'll take that. I'll take that. As a little open, I'll take that. All I needed from that open was a tease of Natalya and Kylie, and that's what we got. We had a little bit of Nikita in there. We had a little bit of Zayda Steele in there, but it's the tease between Natty and Kylie I was looking for, and we got it. Oh, hello, we're backstage. Someone else has been attacked. Carly Bright, isn't she in action tonight? Someone push me. Isn't this like the third attack? Saturday. Yeah, we've been getting lots of attacks backstage, and now someone has just attacked Carly Bright. What do we think of 2025 year? Says Davids. I think it's been a step down. We did quite a big conversation about it on was it Monday? Can't remember if it was Monday or yesterday. But we were saying that 2023 was great, 2024 was great. Wondered if this was a rebuild year. Wondered if Triple H just... Ad break. We just had Carly backstage with Stevie. I do love how we're getting more backstage segments. So now we're in a medical facility. But unfortunately, I've just got some boomer in a grocery store. The bill's going up. The walls are closing in. He's looking to the heavens. If he can get 500 off. If he downloads Dave. Link the bank. Get approved. Extra cash. 8906. 8906. That was the cashier. Oh, yeah. What's this? Consumer Cellular. Let's go. I can't remember his name. He was in Two Men and a Baby, wasn't he? I mean, you're not even watching what I'm watching, but even so. You get 2 unlimited lines for $30 each. Consumer Cellular. Oh, okay, we're back to the action. Shut up. Okay, here's Stevie Turner. She's with Carly Bright. Carly Bright's in the medical facility. It was a drive-by. I mean, not an actual drive-by, but she can do this. Carly Bright's going to compete. Look at those beds with WWE logo in. That's nice. Classy. Okay, here we go. Here's Keanu Carver. It ain't me. That Evolve title. It's my ticket out. Keanu Carver, remember the name. There's Sean Legacy. They've been putting Legacy with Timothy Thatcher, haven't they? Daze, my cousin is over and said, you're very sexy, says Shet, the hottest wrestling podcaster. I'm not sure how high of a bar that is, to be honest, but honestly, I don't think the wrestling space is known for its good looks, but I'll take whatever compliment I can get. Here is Gin Tala. Let's go. We don't know anything about this person. Oh God, yeah. There's that girl. That girl in the crowd that's just like very nonchalant. Look how thinned out that crowd is. It breaks my heart because I would love to be in this crowd. I really enjoy Evolve. Like, as its own brand, I really enjoy it. It's like NXT's little brother, little sister. I want to be in that crowd. There's next to no one there. Right, here we go. Kylie Bright, who just got attacked. Kylie Bright. Kylie has always been a big supporter of Kendal Gray. Kendal Gray has sort of been there for Kylie Bright, but she's clearly not there for her right now. Kylie Bright coming out on her own. I wonder if we've sort of abandoned the VIP section. I wonder if that's done. That music's pretty awful, isn't it? That music is pretty goddamn awful. Right, here we go then. We are underway with Gintala, which we thought was a cocktail, taking on Kylie Bright. And who's been attacking the girls? Daze, have you heard of Pound Stretchers? Yeah. We have that. We have Poundlands and One Beyond. I've not heard of One Beyond. And Savers. But all in all, great shops. I think Pound Stretchers has shut down now. Oh. Yes, I know Pound Stretchers. I couldn't tell you if it was still around or not. Right, Gintala appeared on Season 1 of LFG. So for all you LFG fans out there, you will have seen Gintala. Right now, she's in the middle of the ring. She gets taken down by Kylie Bright. Kylie Bright working on the arm. It's a lovely little roll up there by Kylie Bright. On the feet. Nice. Look at that. Straight over and into the arm. Good work. I don't know if Kylie Bright's got a wrestling background, but that certainly looks like she does. We know that Kendal Gray does. And those two like to hang out together. People take her for granted because she's a ray of sunshine. But I do love some of these facts. She can get it done in the ring. Right now, Kylie Bright round the back. Some of the facts are great. 1, 2. I think, has the VIP lounge gone? I think it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. I don't even think it's there at all. Kylie Bright on her feet. So we're just having a look at Gintala for the first time. We've seen Kylie Bright before. 1, 2, kick out. Kick out. Shops are becoming more irrelevant as the years go by, says James. Trying to pick up Kylie. Right now, working on the arm. Down goes Kylie. They are showing old AAA matches on WWE Espanol. Knee coming in again. Bang. I'm guessing that's not in English, though, is it? That's the only problem. I mean, wrestling is a universal language, but it's still nice having English commentary. Right, here we go. We've got Gintala really pulling back on the arms, tying up the arms, and really stretching them out as well. That does look moody. That does look moody. Certainly when you think as well that Kylie was attacked backstage and her arm was injured. She's trying to find a way of getting back up to her feet. Right now, she's trying to power her way up. But again, Gintala pulling back on those arms. Really stretching them back. Yeah, I could see that not being fun. I don't see that as it being a move that's going to really put a wrestler away, but have you seen on her boots as well? She's got a little cutout of a heart. I don't know how I feel about that. I've actually decided I don't like it. I think I'd rather it be like a bit of fabric there rather than it looking like she's cut it out herself, which she might have done. Going around the houses, lands on her legs. Going over into a bulldog. Here we go. Trying to bang to... Oh, just a 1. Just a 1. Just a 1. Chris said, Daze, you killed that VIP. I didn't kill it. Couch girl killed it. They saw what I saw, which was unprofessionalism. And so they got rid of the whole damn thing. But I tell you now, if that couch girl thinks that I'm ever going to forget about the unprofessionalism I saw in the early episodes. Oh, Chintala moves out the way. Chintala trying to work on the arm. And again, pulling back on the heads. And look at that. So, Jin, I'll tell you what I've learnt from this match is we're not really focused on drop kicks and clotheslines, right? We're not focused on the stuff you'd think they would do for their first match. I mean, you'd think they'd be like running of the ropes, drop kick, clothesline. There was like a hip toss in there, but there was a lot of more intricate work, which, I don't know, I sort of feel like, are we not skipping several chapters in the wrestling handbook here? Like doing all of this kind of like pulling back of the arms and, you know, doing these intricate pins and everything. Like, is that... I do like that finish, though. That is a sick finish. That Chintala finish is nice. The way she steps through, pulls back on the arm and has got the head trapped and everything. It's a nice finish. But yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't a bit more shoulder barge, clothesline, drop kick type stuff. But I think the match might have suffered a little bit for it as well because it was a little bit, not clunky, but you could tell they're like, you know, still not as smooth as they're going to be. It was okay. There was some stuff in there that I liked. I like that finisher. Oh, Wendy grabbing Kylie last week. Smiley Kylie Ray attacked backstage. Forearm shot there by Wendy. Kylie going into that trunk. Kylie is a cutie, said AB. Imagine if Bailey Humphrey's doing these attacks. Oh, God, that would be so good. That would be brilliant because I thought she was going to win LFG. I mean, literally based on nothing, so I never watched it, but... Yeah, someone's behind these attacks, aren't they? And what if it is Bailey Humphrey? That's a good shout, that is, James. Okay, that's Chantel Monroe. I don't think I know the girls in the background. Wendy Choo is the only person that makes me not so smiley. Here's Chantel. Yeah, who are these guys? Layla Diggs and Mason Holiday. Oh, I think we've seen them once before. Layla Diggs, Mason Holiday. Don't know much about them. Hey, we know lots about these guys. Here's the Vanity Project. There's Jackson Drake. Listen, they could go with Jackson Drake winning this thing because the Vanity Project has been a big deal. They've been a big group. Hondos! Do you think there'll be a shirt that says Hondos? Jackson Drake is the one I'm going to know least about, but he is connected with Vanity Project. Everyone's going to know me as the WWE Evolve champion after tonight. Big match, isn't it? Wesley is going to be speaking next. NXT superstar Wesley is going to be cutting a promo next. Right, I don't know what to do. I mean, like, I kind of want to ask you what you thought about that first match, but I don't really want to end this poll. Amazing that we've got so many votes, though. 126 votes is awesome. On an Evolve stream, that's awesome. Really loving that. So it seems like people are engaged with Evolve. There's an audience there. There's a community there. Is there any... I've just got a SummerSlam advert. Is there any Evolve merch? I would rep it, mate. I would rep it. Okay, there is Idris. I've just gone to commercial break. Watch anytime. MasterChef on Wednesdays. Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay on American MasterChef, is he? On Fox. What are they doing to that cat? There's a cat literally suspended as it's being groomed. Oh, God, look at it. There's a cat in a harness being suspended, and there's some woman, like, grooming it. Gusto. Oh, God, the cat's got free. Guys, it's causing carnage. Jesus. That's going to be a nightmare to clean up. Honestly, there was a cat who was like in this like harness as this woman was grooming him. Or her. Or her. Now we've got an advert for GoDaddy. I was looking for Evolve. What's that? Money in the Bank replica. Oh, we'll chuck that in unseen. Yeah, there's no Evolve merch. The flip. This company just doesn't care about good wrestling. It only cares about Tyrese Halliburton. Gordon Ramsay is like my spirit animal, says James. How was Factions tonight, said Cynthia. It was, how do we word it? Pretty breakneck. It was very quick, but slow at the same time. Took a long time, but it needed more time. It was a bit of an enigma. Okay, here's Idris talking about his injury. Things will be different now. We shouldn't overlook Idris, should we really? Yeah. Yeah, so he's talking about how he's going to be a single superstar now. It's so hard to stand out, isn't it? It's so hard to stand out. Idris Enofe, I mean, there's nothing wrong with him. He wrestles fine. That was a nice little promo. But it's just... You got Keanu Carver that's bringing size. Sean Legacy is like the face of the company. Jackson Drake is in Vanity Project. They could go any direction in this match. Wes making his way out. Look at that woman. As they walked past, she was like, oh yeah, well done, well done. I want to be friends with that woman. Right, we got High Rise in the ring. High Rise. Here we go. I could bet that none of you expected to see me here in Evolve. And that's understandable. I wanted to get a better understanding of what it's all about. They've got a lot of big dreams, a lot of potential, and a lot of hope. He talks about talking to the kids in the performance center. Someone in the crowd keeps going, boo! Boo! Is it that kid? Is it that kid that's doing it? And again, it's like there's a cow in the crowd. Moo! That's right. I just compared a child to a cow. That's what we do here on the Evolve watch-alongs. No. So Wes says he's busted his ass. Dusty Cup winner. 2-time tag champ. Greatest North American champ. It's kind of tricky, this, for Wes. It's tricky because why are you in Evolve? If you're as great as you say, why are you in Evolve? I'm the gatekeeper now. Okay. So Wes says, I'm the gatekeeper now. If you want to get to NXT, you got to go through me. Here's Cappuccino Jones and Jack Cartwheel. Okay, we're going to hear from Cappuccino. Cappuccino. I see what you're brewing up. He should say, I see what you're brewing. I can see what you're brewing. How you brewing? How you brewing? Very good. The barista and his buddy want a rematch. Jack Cartwheel looks like a waiter for some fast food restaurant. Hello, welcome to McDonald's. I respect you've been the human highlight reel. But it's been tasting bitter. Cappuccino needs to go on the coffee thing with Thea. Thea does coffee shop reviews. Cappuccino should go and join her with those. I feel like Evolve's been excellent because of its pacing. Everything's so quick. This segment's had way too long. For what we've actually achieved, we've given this too much time. So Cappuccino getting fired up here, wants to go one-on-one with Wes. I'm definitely down for that. That's better than the tag match. You should have stayed behind that counter. Next week. You got it. Okay, well, at least we got somewhere. So, Cappuccino versus Wesley next week's singles match. I really thought he was going to say find a third partner and it'll be a 6-man type thing. But I'm definitely more down for a singles. Is that the young OG? The young OG? Javon Evans? He's presenting the Evolve Championship. He's watching his back. Jordan Oasis. Bro. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. He's a huge fan. I gotta go watch a match. Hey, bro. You could see the so you could see where the merch thing was obviously closed. There's no one outside. It's kind of interesting seeing that when it's not open. And normally, whenever we see the merch thing, like people are queuing up, waiting to get inside. So it's kind of fun. Is it just me, or did that take forever? Said Jennifer. It did, didn't it? I agree. It took her too long, way too much time, but at least we got somewhere. At least it was, set up a match for next week. Hannah said, we need Sean Legacy against John Dynasty. Hannah, shout out to you. Marcus Mathers. We've seen this guy before, haven't we? Marcus Mathers. I've seen him once, I think. Over 650 matches under his belt. I'm the finest in WWE ID. Okay. Experience. Okay, let's go. He's going to be in action. Oh, mate. Next week, we've got It's Goal. It's Goal. It's Goal. Mate, I'm slowly becoming a big It's Goal fan. He's got a great look, and he's got such a different vibe to him. I said, didn't I, about Idris, about how hard it is to stand out. It's Goal stands out. He looks great, and he's very quotable. It's Goal! It's Goal! Lindsay Dorado is going to be on the show next week. Okay, we have now got... Is this our main event? What time is it? Oh, mate. Oh. Thought we had more show. We've just got a main event and that's it. So have we only had one match? Oh. Would have been nice if we'd have cut down the Wes section. And perhaps she just couldn't fit another match in, to be honest. You're not going to be able to cut down time. I wouldn't lose anything from this. This is, we're crowning the first men's champion here. So I wouldn't lose anything from this. Yeah, perhaps it just isn't possible. Okay, main event then. I got $4 on Sean Legacy, says brother. Yeah, I think Legacy's got to be the favourite. But Keanu Carver could definitely get it done. I wouldn't be... I think Idris is least likely. I think Jackson Drake is then third. Then I think it's Keanu. And then I think Sean Legacy is the favourite. But... they could go with Jackson Drake because of, how much we've been investing in Vanity Project. Vanity Projects are bratty. And listen, Vanity Project can get involved as well. Let's not be stupid enough to think they might not make their presence felt. Jennifer said a match and a couple of beatdowns and a very long promo segment. Daze AEW is doing a 4-hour show next week, but Evolve is way better, says Carr. Yes. Here is Idris Anofi making his way out. Sean says, hello Sean, says Evolve has got some good WWE ID prospects. Brother said Keanu has put a bad taste in my mouth after their rants on social media about WWE meat riding Samoans. Yeah, I agree, actually. I agree. I think, I don't know if he's still sort of learning the unwritten rules of professional wrestling. He might be kind of under the impression that you'd go to social media and you just call out people. It doesn't work that way. I mean, the way it tends to work is creative will put you into a story and then you work within that story. Matt Riddle found that out as well, didn't he? Do you remember when he was like, I'm going to retire Brock Lesnar? And that kind of was hanging over him. I mean, fair play to him. He managed to get in the ring with Brock Lesnar, so I mean, that's impressive. But yeah, he kind of went down that same path or similar path. And he came from the MMA world. I don't know where Keanu Carver's come from, but I don't believe it's the Indies. So it could just be a bit of learning the ropes. Jackson Drake then. We're about to get underway. Here is Jackson, Sean Legacy, Keanu Carver, Idris Enofe, all standing in the ring, about to get their introduction. Referee with the championship, Javon Evans, going to be presenting the belt to the winner. I don't like the men's as much as the women's. There's not a big difference. I just think the white strap makes the plates pop more. She's at all the shows, man. I see that woman all the time. There's a dude that dresses as a king that tends to be there a lot as well. I heard that the crowd was made up of friends and family. I don't know if that's still true or if it was just the early episodes. His only goal when he started wrestling was WWE Super Sean Legacy. Look at him staring at that Evolve Championship. Impressed Prime Minister Stevie Turner to earn... Oh, yeah. He won one match that wasn't a qualifier. And that's how he got into this thing. Representing Vanity Projects. Swipe right, call him the wild card. Jackson Drake. Focused, dialed in, ready. Tell you what, though, imagine a singles match between Keanu Carver and Sean Legacy for the title. That would be sick. That'd be great. They've done a brilliant job of getting Keanu Carver's like aura across, and Sean Legacy staring a hole through that Evolve Championship. Keanu in the middle of the ring. Shots coming in there by Idris. Kicks coming in there by Sean Legacy. They're working together on... Look at the power. Charging over. Clotheslines. Down go Enofe. Down go Sean Legacy. Carver coming over. Elbow. Over the other side as well. Look at him. Oh, lovely kick there by Jackson Drake. Bang. Planted. Nice roll there by Idris. Going down Sling Blade. Sling Blade connects. Might as well get rid of the pole. Now the match has begun. Up on the feet. Landing on the feet. Big boot to the midsection. Idris Enofe going against the ropes. Jumping. Oh my God. Launching himself off the back of Sean Legacy. Goes to the outside, goes over, knee there to Keanu Carver, who's over in the corner. Idris over the top, lands on Legacy, lands on Jackson Drake. Idris getting back up, going over to the corner, going up top. Crossbody, down goes Keanu. 1, 2, oh, mates. That was really close. That was really close. I mean, there was no way that it was going to end there, but I did wonder if there was going to be a botch. Oh, actually, is this another elimination? Yes. Just like last week, so we are going to see pins and we are going to have people eliminated. Keanu has got Idris. Oh, plants it. No way does he lose. 1, 2, 3. Jesus. Idris Enofe is done. That fired up promo where he said that he's going to show us. Look at this, just minutes into the match. Idris Enofe eliminated. Dude, come on. Come on. Idris Enofe, who's trying to relaunch himself as a singles competitor, has just been eliminated, like within 2 minutes. He is going to be devastated. He is going to be devastated. I was really looking for a showcase there for him. I didn't think he'd win, but I was looking for a bit of a showcase where he could at least show us, like, yeah, this is what I'm about. But to be honest with you, he didn't really qualify. He just won a match, and then Stevie Turner was like, I like you. I'm going to put you in the championship thing. It's like, what? So, I mean, my heart's not bleeding here, but... Ooh, look at Burger King, mate! Burger King have got a How to Train Your Dragon meal, soaring strawberry lemonade drink. Guys, there's a new How to Train Your Dragon in cinemas. Go, Daddy Aero. Pick your colour palette. Jane's riding school. Well, I've heard this about Jane. I have heard this about Jane. Jane's riding school. We're just making Jane a logo for her riding school. Also known as a brothel. Okay, we are back to the action. Let's go. Bang. Sean Legacy over by the ropes. Jackson Legacy picked up, slammed down. So, one person eliminated already. Oh, big throw. Are we going to come down to Legacy against Carver? God, I didn't even think about that. We could get rid of Jackson Drake and it could come down to Carver against Legacy. That would be sick. I mean, it ain't going to come down to Jackson against... it ain't going to come down to Jackson and Keanu. Because they're both heels. That wouldn't make any sense. So the next person eliminated is either going to be Keanu or Jackson. Legacy's surely making it to the final two. So who next? It's mine. All three are in the ring right now. Right now we've got Keanu on his feet. Big shot. Legacy goes down. Big boots. Picks him up. Is on the shot. Kick coming in there by Legacy. Jackson throws in a kick as well. Keanu goes back to the corner. Nice. Inzaguri gets ropes. Jackson, knee to the side of the head. Legacy, Jackson working together. Legacy, big splash. 1, 2. They got rid of the big man. Keanu's gone. Wow, Keanu has gone. It took Legacy and Jackson Drake working together. Look at that. Jackson Drake helping Legacy even get that pin. We are down to Super Sean Legacy against Jackson Drake. One of these is going to be crowned the first Evolve champion. First ever WWE Evolve champion. It's either Sean Legacy or Jackson Drake. After getting rid of the big man, Keanu Carver. Sean Legacy, Jackson Drake face to face, middle of the ring. Boot coming in, Legacy grabs it. Down, looking for a kick. Jackson out the way. Kick, duck underneath. Step up Inzaguri. Lots of misses. Back elbow coming in by Sean Legacy. Back elbow coming in by Jackson Drake. Double clothesline. And again. Sean Legacy on the feet. Lovely kick coming in by Legacy. Jackson Drake over by the ropes. Oh, Superman. Superman. Headbutt coming back by Legacy. Jackson Drake coming in. Big boot. Legacy. Nice. Step up Inzaguri. Jackson Drake down to one knee. Gets back up though. Looking for a German. Gets it. German from Jackson. Legacy responds with a German of his own. Germans everywhere. It's just like 4 a.m. in the morning when you're trying to get a spot on a sun lounger. There's Germans everywhere. Oh, boom, lovely. 1, 2, Legacy. No, I thought it might take a little more than that. I thought it would take a little bit more than that. I think they're going to want this back and forth for a little bit. Jackson is down, rolls over to the other side. Crowd getting behind Legacy. Okay, there's a couple of girls cheering for Jackson. Jackson a hit with those couple of ladies. Right now we've got Legacy. He's got Jackson up on his shoulders. Going back on the feet. Legacy over against the ropes. Coming over. Legacy throws Jackson to the outside. Comes over. Oh, goes down. Goes down. Off that top rope. Knee to the back. Goes over against the ropes. Jackson again. He's grabbed the head. Looking for a suplex. Off the rope. Ooh. Well, I don't know if it's what he was going for, but he got it. Jackson going up top. Very much in control. Very much in control. Swanton connects. 1, 2. No joy. No joy. To kick out, it's going to need a bit more. Jackson springing off. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Into a cutter and shoulder up. Shoulder up by Sean Legacy. Kick coming into the side of the head. It's all Jackson right now. 1, 2. Kick out again by Legacy. Legacy survives. Legacy survives. Yeah, not bad, honestly. Not bad. Crowd are chanting, "This is awesome." Yeah, it's been pretty fun action. You can tell that these two have got experience. There's some good selling there by Legacy. Good facial expressions by Jackson. Really trying to get himself G'd up. Pulling himself up to his feet. Legacy down. Jackson coming over. Went for a big knee. Legacy though. Crossface. 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 Sean Legacy. Oh, is he going to tap? Is he going to tap? Look at the crowds. Oh, this is to Crown. He doesn't look like he's in loads of danger. Certainly the facial expression is not selling any pain. So I don't get the vibe that he's about to tap. I'd like to have seen Jackson Drake. Oh, look at that. Now he's showing a little bit more pain. I think he's still close enough, though, to get to the rope. I think he's close. He's teasing a tap. He's teasing a tap. He's teasing it. No, he gets to the rope. Yeah, I like that. I like the teasing. There was a little bit more selling as, nice adjustment made by Sean Legacy. These two battling to figure out who is going to be the first WWE Evolve Men's Champion. And that felt like it could have been the finish. Certainly when he adjusted it. Legacy on his feet. Jackson against the ropes. Legacy going over. Jackson grabbing the rope. Stopping him at the moment. Preventing him. Boom. Into the rope. Legacy. He's going to go back. He's going to spring off into that cutter again. But it's been scouted. Onto the shoulders. Legacy. No. On the feet. Big knee. Big knee by Jackson. Jackson, to the side of the head. Legacy, 1, 2. Jackson wins. Jackson gets it. What? Sean Legacy was the favorite to be the first WWE Evolve champion, but it's Jackson that gets it. Gets it clean as well. Vanity Projects have got the Evolve champion in their ranks. Wow. Your first ever WWE Evolve champion, Jackson Drake. Some really good moments in that. Really good. Really good spots in that match. I really like when we got to the business end of it. Once like Keanu Carver had been pinned and it came down to those two. The thing with Evolve is we do a lot of multi-person matches so that you can see a lot of people. So we can showcase a lot of people. But, I think like once you actually get down to like a singles match, there's some real good meat on the bone there. I mean, these two... Look at that going up. Look at that splash off the rope. Springboarding off. Going into the pin. Sean Legacy. Jackson with the win, said Blue Wheel Sonic. Vanity Project with the belt, said Jennifer. Travis says, holy. Let's go, says AB. I'm happy with that, said Wrestling Fan. Jason said, not a bad Evolve. Shaquem said, I freaking knew it. Blue Wheel Sonic says, what a matches. Here is the young OG. Are we going to get any drama here? We had drama, didn't we? With why is everyone... okay. Two men that have known each other for years, apparently. So I was going to say, why is everyone snatching belts? But he snatches the belt and then gives him a massive hug. I wasn't expecting that. But look at this, Jackson Drake. Hey, that is a massive show of confidence in Jackson Drake. They built up Keanu Carver. They built up Sean Legacy. And they've just put the belt on Jackson Drake. Lovely little swerve. He was, in my book, probably third favourite. He was probably third favourite in my book. I really thought that it would be Legacy first, Keanu second, Jackson third, E-Drifts fourth. Just based on the builds. But, you know, again, I didn't call it. I absolutely did not call it. But we did say Jackson's got a chance because they've really been pushing Vanity Project. So there's definitely, don't rule him out. There's definitely a chance there. And that's the direction they've ended up going. I think Vanity Project are a big project for Evolve. A big deal for Evolve. And I think they now have got the champion in their ranks. Which is good, honestly, because if you think about that group, I mean, is it Bryce? Is that the dude that looks like he's out the Matrix? He doesn't fit the group, does he? I mean, we all know he doesn't fit the group. But, you know, if he eventually breaks away, turns on Jackson, or Jackson turns on him, or whatever they're going to do, Jackson being the kind of leader, if you will, and being the guy that is going to carry the top title. And then, you know, if we get tag belts eventually, they're definitely going on to Swipe Right. The Women's Championship will definitely find its way to Zayda if she stays in Evolve long enough. So, I mean, you've got a real power group there. A real power group. And, you know, just fantasy booking, we've said about how Swipe Right with their kind of young arrogance reminds us of the Rockers. Brad Baylor reminds me of a young Shawn Michaels. Imagine if there's a bit of a falling out and we do Brad Baylor going one-on-one against Jackson Drake. Like, I could definitely be down for that. I'm definitely down for a Jackson Drake Sean Legacy rematch. I'm definitely down for Jackson Drake taking on Keanu Carver. Like, there's some matchups there that I'm really interested to see. Over on the women's side, I'd like to see Kendal get an opportunity at Kylie. Do Kendal Gray, Kylie for the title. I still think we should have done a big tournament. I still think we should have, like, really built, like, you know, done eliminations and, like, built to a final rather than just doing Fatal 4-Way. Here we go, new champion. But, yeah, I mean, the positive is that we've got champs now, so we can do some stuff with them. So, good. Yeah, enjoyed it. A bit of a weird layout where we only had 2 matches, but the main event was an elimination match, so of course it needed time. But yeah, let's do a poll, shall we? See what people thought about that match, how much they enjoyed it. Did it get into the great range? I think it's top end good at worst, but did it click into the great range for people? We'll do a poll. We'll find out together. We'll learn together. Let's see what people thought. Who would we say are the wildcard picks for the men's and the women's Money in the Bank? I think it could be Andrade, Julia. They're talented. I would probably say Andrade's a good shout. LA Knight, is he a wild pick? I mean, the favourite's Seth. If it's not Seth, I think LA Knight stands a good chance. If it's not Naomi, It's hard to look past Rhea, isn't it? It's hard to look past Rhea. She's a top star. She's still young. I mean, she's had a lot of success. So you might think, like, not that she's done, but, like, you might think, no, she's a big name. She doesn't need it. And I don't disagree with that. But I do think the women's division is getting really competitive because you got so many great women that really, you know, it's a tricky one. Because you're right, Rhea will get opportunity. But how much opportunity? When you've got so many great women around. We've just called up Julia. We've just called up Stephanie. We've just called up Roxanne. Apparently Jordan Grace is on the way. You've got Io. You've got Bailey. You've got Becky. You've got Lyra. You've got, like, Bianca. You've got Jade. You've got Naomi. You've got Tiffany. I mean, there are Charlotte. There's so many great women around that, like, part of me is like, yeah, I don't want Rhea to win it because I think she'll get a title shot at some point anyway. But, I don't know. It's so stacked that, like, honestly, you just, I suppose it's a bit of a trap to think that way. It's a bit like, you know, listen, when Undertaker came in and I was watching Undertaker, he could not have been champion enough times. When I was watching wrestling, I wanted him winning Rumbles, I wanted him winning titles, I wanted him winning everything. That was my guy. I didn't look at Taker and think, no, you've had enough success. You're going to get title shots. Let's go with some youngster. But we do think that way, or I think that way when it comes to, like, Money in the Bank. I tend to think, like, no, let's give it to someone that really needs it, that doesn't get the title opportunities. And that wouldn't be Rhea, would it? So I'm a bit torn, honestly. Part of me thinks, like, oh, it should go to someone that doesn't get much opportunity. But then part of me thinks, well, Rhea's going to be around for another blooming 10 years at least. So you can't really write her off or exclude her when she's going to be around for, you know, so many more years to come. You've got to sort of just treat her as an active competitor that deserves that Money in the Bank just as much as anyone else. So I'd have to put Rhea in there, even though I don't have Rhea as favourite. I think Naomi is favourite. And I'm saying that because I saw the odds yesterday in Unseen. First time I'd seen the odds, and the odds had Naomi as favourite. AB said the first Worlds Collide between AAA and WWE is going to air on Espanol. I've not seen the event in its entirety. It's great. The classic, not the current, not Dominic, sucks, says AB. Daze, have we done a predictions? No. Keep in mind for Naomi, Bianca and or Jade could cost her. Punk and or Roman could cost Seth. Bailey could cost Becky. I completely agree. Don't forget Cody, who's going to be the person that saves wrestling from Cena, says Brony. Randomness said, I want Alexa and LA to win Money in the Bank. I've missed Alexa. William said, I talk so much for maintenance and fuel. William, shout out to you, never change. Jay said, Naomi is my pick. Still debating on who might win the men's. Dad Stuff said, women's Money in the Bank is stacked. It's the best lineup ever and far less predictable than the men's, which is one of the weakest lineups ever. WWE equals TKO corporate machine. But AEW equals Tony my GM mode. The Naomi video for Jade was a good move, showing her sinister side, said Sean. Which one? She's done a few like vignettes. And do you mean the cake one from her social media, where she's putting like razor blades in the flipping cake? That was really. There was quite a bit of buzz around that when I was doing Unseen. It's sometimes something will drop and like you don't get many people tagging it, and then sometimes something drops. Certainly if it's Wyatt 6, of course, and like loads of people tag you in it. Quite a few tagged me in that Naomi thing. Like it really grabbed attention. And it dropped quite late as well, so I was pleased that it made it in Unseen. I love Swipe Right, said Mr. B. And Jackson Drake flirting with Bailey, with Steele picking fights with all who flirted with. So you would like Jackson Drake to flirt with Bailey and then Jada goes after whoever's first. They're not in a relationship, are they? There's no relationship between her and Jackson Drake or whatever. I don't really understand the relationship there. I mean, we've said before, men and women can't be friends without banging. So I fail to believe she's not, getting it on with someone in that group. I'm not accepting that. I'm not accepting that they're all just friends and they enjoy hanging with each other and that's it. That just does not stack up in my brain at all. So, but we've not dug into anything like that. So we could. It could be kind of interesting if we did. Could then start to, these relationships, they cause drama. So we could dig into some, but at the moment, they're all just friends. They're all poly, said Johnny. All right. Got you, buds. Now you're speaking my language. Take a 99 said, Daze, I want Stephanie or Julia or Roxanne to win. Why call them up and qualify just to have them lose? It makes no sense. Well, I could give you a reason. The reason would be that obviously they're new. And so you could say there's a bit of a line of people that have put the work in that maybe deserve it a little more. I mean, deserving it in wrestling is obviously a grey area. Because, if you're hot, if you're over, if you're popular, then you are the person that's probably going to get picked. But they're coming from NXT. They haven't really had a chance to make an impression yet. So actually, even in regards to numbers, merch sales, video views, they actually might not be amongst the top end. So I think this is a way of having them in a PLE, showing them off to the main roster fans who may not watch NXT, showing them off, getting them used to them. Like, you need to be aware of these girls. They might not win this match, but they're going to be good. They're going to be good. You need to be aware that these are serious challengers. It's a bit like, Keanu Carver. We've just built him up, so that he's serious. We really believe in this guy. And then, listen, we've just got to the match and he ain't won. We've just got to the match and he's just been eliminated. But still, the work is valid, isn't it? I don't look at Keanu Carver now as a bum or something like that. I look at him as someone that, okay, you still need to be aware of that guy. He's still going to be a problem. So yeah, with Julia, Roxanne, Stephanie, we've just called them up. They haven't really had chance, certainly not Stephanie, to make much of an impression. So, do you just put them in the match so that you can send the message? You need to be aware of these. If you don't watch NXT, it's fine, but you need to be aware of these girls. They're going to be big deals. But you put the briefcase on a Naomi, or you put the briefcase on a Rhea Ripley, or you put the briefcase on an Alexa. You might go that way, but still you use the match to showcase the girls that have just arrived. I mean, if you put the Money in the Bank briefcase on one of them, it's okay. I mean, we moved really quickly with Tiffany, but I don't know. I'm not desperate for that to happen. I think that them getting shown and looking good kind of ticks the box of what I'm looking for those girls in Money in the Bank. I really would like Naomi to get it. Naomi is someone, she's a bit Natalia-like in the sense of she's good. I mean, Natalia's great in the ring. Promo-wise, fine. There is something missing, and there has been for a long time with Natalia. And the hope is this Natty character is going to be the missing piece, yeah? Is going to provide one last run or something, right? One last good run. And actually, with Naomi, it's always felt like something was missing. The glow stuff was fine, but it wasn't getting her to the dance. It wasn't getting her to championship matches. This heel turn, her social media game, has been so good that I really do want to see that rewarded. I really do want to see the work that she's doing get the reward. So for me, I'm looking for Naomi. Naomi is the slight favourite according to the bookies. But it's such a stacked lineup. I mean, there won't be any tears whichever way they go. If they put it on Julia, great. If they put it on Stephanie, great. If they put it on Roxanne, great. Alexa, great. Naomi, great. The one I probably would be most like, would be Rhea, because of what we said earlier, which is she doesn't need it. But I've got to maybe change my way of thinking, because she could be around for the next 10 years. And if she's around for the next 10 years, 15 years, I mean, she's going to need to be involved in stories, and some of those stories might involve the Money in the Bank briefcase. And so, that shouldn't be a door that's closed to Rhea just because she's going to have more future success. Part of it needs to be she's the best woman in the match. Of course, Rhea wins the match. If Rhea's in the match, Rhea wins the match because she's that good. And that's also a very valid story, a very valid point. So Naomi first for me, and then, but honestly, I don't mind who gets it. PJ said, Daze, I'm looking forward to the streams this weekend. I really wish that Cross was in Money in the Bank. Thank you for your work. Yeah, I understand the Cross thing. I think I obviously would like to have seen him in a qualifier. Had he have been in a qualifier, I'm not convinced he would have qualified. Although saying that, El Grande did. So, you've had El Grande go through. Why not have Cross there instead? I don't think Cross is winning Money in the Bank. I made an argument that he actually shouldn't. I really like carrying Cross, but I really think you can do damage by taking someone that's overlooked, someone that feels like he's being held back, and just putting the Money in the Bank briefcase on him. It sort of shatters that illusion, doesn't it? It shatters the myth that we are holding him back. No longer is he an underdog. No longer is he overlooked. No longer is he, being disrespected if they put the Money in the Bank briefcase on him. And I think that being overlooked is really powerful for Carrion. It is really fueling a movement for him. There's a lot of people that are getting fed up, that are getting annoyed, that are speaking out, that are getting riled, that are just so desperate for Carrion to get the opportunity he deserves. You've got to be really careful that you don't just give him Money in the Bank and ruin that kind of support that he's enjoying. So I would really make the argument that him winning Money in the Bank would be one of the worst things you could do to him. Really would not say that's the direction that we go, because he's just not been getting TV time. And I think the story for him is someone that's being overlooked. The story for him is that he's downtrodden. So I would kind of give him bits, have him fight for every TV segment he could get. I would try and keep that feeling that I'm holding him down, when actually I'm not. I'm just trying to play 4D chess with you. You lot are upset that he's not getting opportunity. Good. You lot are rallying behind him because you want him on TV. Good. I'll use that. I'll book it so it seems that way. And I'll make it so that he gets matches and he gets segments, but he's having to work hard for them. And I'd have him online talking about how, there's a bit of movement. I had a good conversation with someone. I can't say anything, but I feel like there could be an opportunity coming soon, And, then, fuel that kind of fire of I wonder what this is. It's working, guys. Our movement's working. Guys, that support, it's getting through. I'd fuel that. I would fuel that. Because I think that is going to be more powerful for him in the long run than him winning a Money in the Bank that I don't know that he cashes in. And even if he does cash in, I don't know that people won't abandon him, because some of the support that he's enjoying is because he's being overlooked. Once he's not overlooked, some of that support goes away. So I wouldn't have minded him being in Money in the Bank qualifier. I wouldn't have minded him being in the Money in the Bank match. I would have worried if they had have actually pulled the trigger and put the Money in the Bank on him. That would have worried me. I'm not saying it would have been a disaster. I'm not saying that it would have buried him. I'm not saying it would have ended his career or anything like that. I'm not saying any of that. But what I am saying is I would have been concerned if they'd have done that, because I think you're taking away the one thing that's really working for him right now, which is that groundswell of support. You're sort of running the risk of sacrificing that. So this is why I was not really getting behind these big campaigns of get him into Money in the Bank, because I actually think ultimately you might be doing more harm than good. There is some concern, though, because there is another flip side, which is if I was booking Karrion, I would lean into the whole, okay, you're upset we're not booking him. I'm gonna keep upsetting you so that you then rant about it and do movements about it and create this groundswell of support, which I'm seeing. I'm gonna lean into that, right? So that's the positive way of looking at it. The negative way of looking at it is they genuinely don't have anything for him. And if they genuinely don't have anything for him, his contract's up later in the year and he could end up getting released. So it's really hard to know which one they're doing, to be honest. Is it that they don't have anything for him and he is at risk of being released? Or is it they've seen the responses that he's getting and the work that he's doing and they're leaning into it? And he's not going to get released. It's good stuff is on the way, but they're just making him work for it. I don't know which one it is. I'd like to think it's the positive one and not the negative one. But yeah, there was a report earlier where it was like Karrion has not been told about a new contract yet. And people were like, no way can they part ways with Karrion. And so there is a little concern around that might be the direction that we're going. And I really hope not. I really like Karrion. Hence why, you know, I want to make sure we're approaching this the right way and not just getting, you know, dizzy and silly and just putting belts and stuff onto him without doing the groundwork. Or giving him Money in the Bank, you know, kind of out of nowhere. I would, because he's not been getting TV time. I mean, it would be crazy now to just go from 0 to 100. That's not the approach I would take. That's not the direction I would go. So, yes, I want him in feuds. I'm hopeful that this Sammy thing is going to lead to something. I want him to get opportunity, but I want him to have to really work for that opportunity. Because the more he works, the more he grinds, the more he's overlooked, the more people are going to connect with him. The more he will be long-term successful. And that's how you build that groundswell of support. And there are green shoots there of that coming through. It's really interesting watching it all play out. I read a lot of people talking about Karrion in, I think it was the Raw review, saying like, I can't believe they had El Grande win and not Karrion. And it's like, yeah, Karrion could be in that match. He could be at Money in the Bank, but I wouldn't have him win it. That would be my concern with him winning it. Wrestling Russ said Seth's entrance music is being played during the Stanley Cup hockey game when play is stopped. It's pretty cool. Wrestling Russ, shout out to you, buds. He said you missed my chats. Yeah, I don't always get a chance to get to them straight away, but I will always endeavour to try and pop back to them. So, Wrestling Russ, thank you, my friends. Daze, I've only been back with wrestling for the past 6 years. Have we had Money in the Bank held both by heels? Have we had Money in the Bank held both by heels? Well, Money in the Bank for the women hasn't been around that long, has it? I mean, so there's not been that many female winners. Carmella being the first, of course. I'd have to go back and think, honestly, and go back year by year and think about who cashed in. I would imagine we have. I don't think there's no written rules as to why you couldn't. They're both separate stories, really. And the only thing I would say is that if you have someone like the women cash in on Money in the Bank, the event, I don't think you're going to want to then do the same with the men. So I would say there's no connection, there's no crossover, there's no problem there. You can just tell the story you want to tell. The only exception would be if you want someone cash in on a certain show, you're probably not going to want to do the exact same thing with the if the men cash in on Money in the Bank, you don't do it with the women. If the men cash in at SummerSlam, you probably wouldn't do it with the women. I don't think you'd want to do the same cash in at the same thing when you've got 12 months to play with. But both being faces, both being heels, one being a heel, one being a face, I don't think there's any difference there. I don't think that plays a factor. But James said they've still not failed with a women's cash in. It's about time we did that though. Private Party might leave if they don't get extended. I'm not sure about how any show survives with a 4-hour show. Don't care. I'm not interested. 4 hours. They can do 20 hours if they want. I am going to be dialed in with Evolve. Maybe Cross could be on TNA if WWE releases it. Well, hopefully not, honestly. Hopefully not. If R-Truth can get released, then anyone can get released. That's the harsh reality, says Pooter. Daze, I see Naomi winning the Rumble and having her Mania moments. In my opinion, winning the Rumble is much better than Money in the Bank. I would like Naomi to win the Rumble. Okay. There was a period a few years ago where the women's Money in the Bank was constantly not being used to its extent. Everyone was cashing in on the night a few shows later. Yeah, I remember, was it Liv cashed in on Ronda, I remember. And I think did Alexa do it as well? Like there was definitely shows, wasn't there, where the women just, I don't know, Triple H just is not shown me that he's very good at cashing in or doing Money in the Bank. And there was a report. He doesn't even like it. He's not even a fan of the concept. And I would say that adds up, judging by how rubbish he is at booking it. So, yeah, I'm hopeful that we're going to get something better this year than what we've seen in recent years. Right. I told you, Daze, don't give an F about AEW. It's just, I can't add any comments to it. That's the only thing, is I don't watch it. So it's like trying to talk to me about ice hockey, really. I can't add anything. I can't contribute. I don't watch it. I don't have any plans to watch it. So we can keep talking about it. But I can't add anything. So if you want to have conversations about it in the chat, it's absolutely fine. Absolutely. I don't mind. I'm not bothered by it. It doesn't faze me. But yeah, if anyone's going to ask me like anything directly about it, I can't really add anything. So just so we're on the same page, I'm not bothered by it, but I can't add anything. I was wondering why my Facebook group was going off. There's a Hooters in town that has closed. Jennifer! Oh God, Jennifer! What are you going to do for a job? Jennifer! Oh, jeez. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. I'm sorry to hear that. Sean said, who reported Triple H was not a fan of Money in the Bank? Was it Meltzer? I don't know. Off the top of my head, it was in an unseen. I mean, it's going to have come from a Meltzer or a PW Insider or a WrestleVote. I mean, it's the same outlets, isn't it? So it's going to have come from one of those places. Sean think it was. Okay. I think we're done. I think we are done here. We've hung around a little bit. Jennifer said, actually, I chased dementia patients around a nursing home. Fair play. Fair play, my friend. Yeah, we're done. So thanks a lot for joining us. Apologies of the slight delay. I was a little later kind of getting to the members game. And that meant that it overran a touch. And that meant that we were later joining here. But as always, loved it. Really enjoyed Evolve tonight. Not perfect. I mean, we're not going to, I'm not here to tell you that these shows are the greatest things I've ever seen. But are they enjoyable? Yes. Do I get something from them? Definitely. And actually, seemingly, so do you. Because the main event tonight, and we only had 2 matches, the main event tonight, coming out with a great rating, coming out as great 55%. So we did say, did it sneak into the great range? Absolutely it did. I'll take that every day of the week. And I think some of the characters are really starting to show through as well. We're really starting to understand the stories, the setup. We're getting some backstage moments. It really feels like a brand, doesn't it? And I'm so relieved about that. Because when Evolve first started, I did wonder if it was going to feel a little bit like NXT Level Up. You know, like where it's matches, occasional backstage interview, but really it's match. Not much in the way of story, not much in the way of like character development. NXT Level Up was really just a way of getting people matches and doing a little occasional interview. And as a result, it felt very missable. There was no roster. It was just this person's on this week. Whereas here we've got a roster, characters, stories, champions, an arena that is not the NXT one. I mean, they could easily have just used the NXT arena. They decided not to. And because I think they want people to kind of go from Evolve to NXT. And I think you take some away if you're doing it in the NXT arena. Because, you know, really you're in a smaller space, not as glamorous, and you're going to go from there to NXT. And so that's kind of what you're working towards. So the fact it's got its own space as well, I think really helps it stand out. A smaller audience. Feels niche to me. It feels like its own little brand. It feels like it's got its own community. I love flipping, honestly. Evolve till I die. I'm really genuinely enjoying it. I'm so glad we started watching it and we stuck with it. I'm so pleased that like we didn't get like turned off after a couple of weeks where we're like, oh, I don't know these people. Like you kind of grind through that, it clicks and you're like, yeah, get it now. It's good. I enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it as well. Right, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it, and I will be back. Well, I'm back tomorrow for a member stream. I actually have just seen an email come through from Tommy. Normally, that is not good news. Normally, he's not emailing me for ideas for the show. Hey, we could do this, we could do that. Normally, it's like, gotta go work the booth at the theatre. So, I don't know what that means for the WEP. But if there is no WEP, and I don't know right now, then that will mean that I can at least get a predictions video done. So, if there's no WEP, then I'll work on a predictions video instead. Otherwise, I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to do one because time is running out. Also, for anyone that plays the faction game or the members game, different game tomorrow. We're not. It's not going to be the same as today's. We have got a different one tomorrow, so the tag game will be different to today's. I had a different one set up, so. Lovely. And we need to sort the money in the bank thing as well for the members. I'll be looking to do that tomorrow as well. There was clearly no time today, so we'll be looking to do that as well. So much happening and a busy weekend. Oh my god, what a time to be alive. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it as always. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.